Well, good morning, everybody. John here from Performance Physical Therapy. So I'm not actually in my official physical therapy treatment clothing today. I'm going to do a little bit of painting, and you can see looks like I've already started painting, but at least you can see I'm a happy painter, right? So in my recent article on talking about using a ladder, which a lot of people will do when they're painting, either inside or outside, there are some issues that sometimes come up that are stresses that could potentially affect our bodies in a negative way if you spend a lot of time on a ladder. So I'm going to illustrate a couple of the tips that I brought up in the article on ways to help minimize any potential stresses to your body when you do ladder work. So the first thing that we want to talk about is our head position. And one of the things I mentioned in the article is that when you're on a ladder, it's very typical for your head to be bent backward because oftentimes you're looking up overhead at what you're doing. That's why you have a ladder there. That backward bent position of your head can cause a lot of tension to develop in the muscles back here. So one of the very simple things to do once you get down from the ladder is to do what I call a chin tuck. And as therapists, we teach patients this exercise all the time. Very simply, what you do is you tuck your chin in toward your throat like this. You hold that for about 5 seconds, and then you relax, and you just do that about 3 times. Again, you're tucking your chin in toward your throat, almost as if you're making your head taller. That reverses all of the tension that develops in the back of your neck muscles from having your head bent backward. Okay? Now there's another concern in that there's a tendency for your upper body to be arched backward. You might be bending your shoulders and upper back in a rearward direction, and that can cause some tension in your back muscles. Very simple stretch to do when you come off of the ladder that will help that situation. So I'm just going to redirect our camera over here, and I have just a simple garden chair set up. And what you would do is you would sit down on a chair, stool, bench, and you would simply lean forward as if you're bringing your head down to the ground. You hold that for about 5 seconds and come up, and then you would just repeat that. We usually say do this 3 times. Nice, slow, gentle, as if your upper body is just curling down toward the ground. Okay. The other issues we talk about in the article have to do with the fact that you have a lot of pressure on your feet, your ankles, your calf muscles. You're holding your body weight on the rungs of the ladder. So the first thing you want to make sure you do is, if you're going to be on a ladder for even a short period of time, make sure you have some really good footwear. I'm using right now, these are actually, they look like hiking shoes, but they're actually work shoes, and they have a real solid sole on them that's not going to collapse when my foot is on the rung of the ladder. And that's really important. If you were to get on a ladder, even a ladder like this one here that has a nice wide tread, if you're in a sneaker or very soft athletic shoe, it'll actually collapse around that rung on the ladder there, and it can dig into the bottom of your foot, which can be a real issue. So make sure you have a good solid shoe when you're using your ladder. The other thing we want to talk about are exercises that take some of the stress off of our foot and ankle when you've been standing on the ladder. So oftentimes what I tell people to do is get off of the ladder and simply pull their toes back toward their shin, and that'll stretch your calf muscle. Your calf muscle gets a lot of stress when you're standing on the ladder. So you just pull your toes back toward your shin, you hold that for 5 seconds, and you just do that 3 times on each leg. The other thing you want to do, and you can't see it right now because my shoe is on, but you actually want to scrunch your toes, curling your toes inside of your shoe. That stimulates a lot of blood circulation. It feeds blood to your arch muscles, your calf muscles. It's just a great exercise to break up that static position on the ladder. Okay? So those are really simple tips that we encourage people to use anytime you're going to be working on a ladder, even if it's just for a short period of time. Please keep that in mind, give it a try, stay healthy and safe. This is John Bradley from Performance Physical Therapy.